Welcome all to Mortals Watch the Day and a discussion of a suite of photo-lithographs documenting the redevelopment of the Adelphi Hotel in 1912, the third so-named establishment to occupy the site of the former Ranelagh Gardens off Liverpool's Lime Street. Under the stewardship of noted hotelier Arthur Towell, head of the prestigious LMS hotel network, the first phase in the development of the new Midland Adelphi Hotel, Liverpool, was opened to the public in 1912. In addition to the usual round of lavish advertisements and product placements in trade magazines, in the months leading up to the grand reopening, a number of esteemed art journals such as the Architectural Review published extensive coverage of R. Frank Atkinson's astonishing confection in stone, more redolent of the kind of palatial establishments lining the Côte d'Azur than anything ever before encountered in Liverpool. It is to this series of lush black and white photo-lithographs, published within the pages of the May 1912 edition of that magazine, embellishing a text that already sought to magnify the grandeur of the architect's core achievements, that we now turn. Appropriately enough, considering the obvious nod to the French Riviera, the first photo-lithograph in the series showcases the Adelphi's adroit and refined French restaurant. The impressive 15-foot high Empire-style coffered ceiling and fluted Ionic columns are but window dressing to the lavishly appointed place settings beneath, completed by cabriolet chairs, electric chandeliers, mirrors and gilding presided carefully over by a gaggle of head waiters. Access to the French restaurant was achieved principally via the hyperstyle hall, subject of the next photo-lithograph, in which R. Frank Atkinson's taste for the dramatic was fully explored thanks to the inclusion of 4 massive central Ionic columns, rich marble cladding, and Greek coral heads in the form of Vesta, the Roman goddess of hospitality, clearly visible above the window archivolts. The double doors at the other end of the hall, attended by a livery doorman, led directly into the grill room, subject of the next photo-lithograph, wherein more robust diners could partake of a succession of finely cooked dishes of meat and fish. The blood-red porphyry columns and dark wood furnishings of this interior are lent further gravitas in monochrome reproduction. A second view, this time of the end of the grill room, showcases the profusion of enormous mirrors, cued after the Hall of Mirrors in the Palace of Versailles, lining the walls opposite the windows leading out to the central fountain court, subject of the penultimate photo-lithograph. The fountain court was an exterior space, chiefly intended for after-dinner relaxation and perambulation, peopled with the sculpted heads of Neptune and Salacia on the exterior, both deities typically associated with fresh air and fresh water, and thus very much on point. The final photograph in the series offers a view in terrace around Fountain Court, featuring a piano on the right, used for evening recitals, and once again occupied by a liveried attendant. Needless to say, the ostentatious extravagance displayed in all of the preceding photo-lithographs represented a kind of living and a kind of lifestyle that was far beyond the means of the average Liverpudlian, and very few locals could ever hope to afford to partake of even one night at the new Midland Adelphi. The closest the average person came to experience such a thing was by looking at photographs such as these. To a certain extent, this was all part of the hotel's established mystique. Like other legendary hotels, the Savoy in London, the Ritz in Paris, the Adelphi attracted money, power and celebrity, and, as the 1910s continued, found itself perfectly placed to indulge the moneyed class's penchant for lording it over everyone else. Long associated with luxury and fine dining, the new Midland Adelphi seemed poised even to outstrip and outpace the high standards already set by previous Adelphi owners such as James Radley. The outbreak of World War I would curtail this ambition for a time, but as the Jazz Age gathered apace in the years that followed, the Adelphi became once again a byword for all that dazzled and glittered in the brave new world.